This is Martin DeBourge with the Throwback Metal Show. Tonight, my guests are Becky, Marty, and Brandon from the band Voidcrush. They are a band hailing out of Long Beach, California. They drove all the way up here to the high desert for this interview. I'm going to play several of their songs and do some extended interviews. Since you're already at the website, koshermetal.com, you might as well join us in the chat room. It's easy to load, and there are usually a handful of people in there just shooting the shit, bouncing off ideas about what we're hearing, talking about what's coming up. But most importantly, I play throwback metal. Not just from the old bands, but from bands that are modern and current, but have a throwback sound to the way we remember metal. Call it a public metal service.
This is Sean Peck, and you're listening to the Throwback Metal Show, a show like none other, so turn it up!
This is Jay Suit. If you don't know me, you better Google a motherfucker. This is the Throwback Metal Show.
About family. I mean, we don't always grow up with parents that have the same mindset as we do, musically speaking.
Oh, no.
Is that the case for you?
My parents didn't have the same mindset as me, but they were very supportive.
Cool.
We're talking, my mom was listening to Perry Como.
Nice. That's the best Christmas album ever.
They almost named him Perry.
Yeah, I was almost named Perry.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I could have married that. I'm sorry.
There's already
Perry
a band,
Christopher.
Yeah.
Perry Christopher.
My dad stepped in at the last second and said, no. He
My
will get
son,
his ass kicked.
my son will not die a virgin.
But no, they're really supportive. As soon as I started playing drums, they basically gave up the living room 2 nights a week. So
Nice.
we could have band practice. My dad would go someplace, I think to church.
Yeah.
And my mom would go with him sometimes.
Yeah, when you were rehearsing anyway.
We were rehearsing. We got 2.5 hours and they were home.
Well, that's cool. Did they ever go to any of your gigs?
One.
Yeah.
One, yeah. They showed up to one because that's all I really wanted them to ever show up to.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not like a football game. I get it. You know, if they're not into that music, it's...
No.
Yeah.
They're Baptists.
Yeah. Good church going.
We're going to get onto the religion thing later.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It's going to be a fucking fun, because and that's one of the biggest reasons I was wanting her. I'm already in love with your wife, dude. I've been reading her Facebook posts, and I'm like, wow.
God, yes. She is.
And I think about those before I post, so that's not like that goes through a filter. This isn't going to. It is a filter, believe it or
your
not.
Filter, though.
Shit gets edited out.
I know. I do know that. Brandon, right?
Yeah.
So your parents were they supportive? Be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They, I started when I first started getting into music, at least playing. I was in junior high. Started playing baritone and trombone, and they thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't start with guitar until I got to high school. But yeah, they were totally cool with it.
You still own a trombone?
No, I sold it for gear.
Yeah. So there's a lot of metal in that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not genre speaking. I mean, it could be melted down as well.
How literal must we get here?
Do you think you could, if somebody handed you one, could you swing it?
A little bit, maybe.
You haven't built up the lips for it, though, have you?
I was going to say, it's
vibrating.
The embouchure, right?
Yeah. You just kind of fart into the mouthpiece.
Right.
Brings a lot of really strange live performance ideas to mind.
I know guitar players that still do that.
Never speak of again.
At any rate, your turn, Becky.
My turn.
Supportive, family supportive?
Always. Always. My dad is into classical music.
Cool.
He's always concerned that I'm going to be ruining my voice.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still very supportive. My mom raised me on Helen Reddy and Barbra Streisand and Olivia Newton-John, and I know the entire soundtrack for Xanadu, unfortunately, still. Well, there's some fun shit in there, but
There's a lot of metalheads that love that album.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. The mix of sounds and music that metalheads are into. It's a lot more mixed, more different.
You know what? It's interesting you're going to say that. Let's talk about that.
All right.
What would people find interesting that you actually dig that's like so far removed from what you do?
Ooh, well...
We got Kenny Rogers in there. Do we have...
Kate Bush.
That's not surprising.
Tom Waits.
With your voice, that's not surprising.
Thank you. Tom Waits, really? My voice? That's
I see what happened there. I'm going to edit that out and make it look like you're the idiot.
Oh, good.
When we post that.
I appreciate that. You're not going to have to edit. You'll get plenty of options for that later on. I like a large mix of music. Sting, The Police, Pat Benatar. I don't know if any of it's surprising. I don't have a lot of metal. That's pretty much it. Rush. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Marty, you're what would people be surprised you actually enjoy listening to?
Country.
Yeah.
I got some country.
Are we talking outlaw country? Are you talking old country? Are you talking new country?
Johnny Cash country.
Yeah, it's outlaw.
I like some banjo. Banjo is like the electric guitar in country.
You like listening to banjo, or can you play it?
I can't play that.
It's difficult to play. Yeah.
No, I like listening to it. It's good.
Do you like progressive music?
Yeah. I like progressive
The reason
music.
I ask is there's an old, not old, they're not that old, but in the 70s there was a progressive bluegrass band, lots of banjo. Actually, it was Bella Fleck's band, Newgrass Revival, and they did some takes on like some Yes songs and stuff like that. Lots of banjo though, and in the odd time signatures, which I think you would probably dig.
Cool.
Now you know. Brandon, your turn.
Well, I guess I always get weird looks from people if I have my iPod going or whatever. It's almost all metal and hard rock, and then occasionally a song will pop up that sounds like a bunch of pirates playing old music and shouting. And
it is a bunch of pirates playing old music and shouting.
Yeah, pretty much the music you'd find at Renaissance fairs. I'm into, the old, bards singing old traditional songs. And
now, do you like it OG, or do you like new takes on it?
Both.
On that style, yeah?
Yeah. There's actually a band that I'm really into called the Dread Crew of Oddwood. And
say it again.
The Dread Crew of Oddwood.
Okay.
Yeah, they describe themselves as a heavy mahogany band.
Heavy mahogany.
It's pretty much, yeah. They kind of
I could almost smell it.
Yeah. It's like a metal attitude,
Mahogany
but they're playing like...
There's a scent.
There's
definitely a scent to
Mahogany has a scent. I think Ron Burgundy wears it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, accordion and like mandolin, guitar and stuff, but they're headbanging and talking about fucking bears and shit.
That's a piratey thing?
That's awesome. I'm definitely going to look it up. Now, do they intertwine it with some distortion, or?
No.
It's all just
it's all acoustic.
Interesting. It's like that video I've been seeing circulating with the girls that do harp versions of Iron Maiden songs. They're playing the harps.
Yes.
Very cool.
I have seen them.
It's sexy to watch. I don't think I could buy the album. I couldn't sit and listen to Iron Maiden harp renditions for an hour.
Well, maybe if you were having a nice dinner or something.
The mood would have to be right. Yeah. Okay, let's listen to your song.
Waiting for the final call. So sure there's nothing left. Mark from Attack Head. You're listening to the Throwback Metal Show. Sit back, strap yourself in, and enjoy the ride.
Now you will know why you're afraid of the dark.
Wait. Oh! And boom goes the dynamite.
Martin DeBourge here with you on the Throwback Metal Show. My guests are Voidcrush, and that song was Just Another Day. Becky, what's that song about?
Trying to live, that we never really get right down to it.
Right.
That's pretty much what the song's about.
So that's cool. So it's from the traffic perspective, but the same bumping into somebody, and why be a dick to everybody when everybody's got their own struggles?
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Exactly.
I dig it. Was it one of your first songs, or?
No, that was a bit later, actually.
Okay.
We actually had that was on our first EP, I think is what we're calling that.
Yeah.
Turtlehead, was it?
Turtlehead.
Yes.
Oh, wait, no, this one...
It wasn't Turtlehead?
Yeah, it was on Turtlehead.
It wasn't on Turtlehead, but we had it.
Oh.
It was, we wrote it during that time. But no, this was on our last EP, which is out far too long ago, called Tragically Inconvenient.
Oh, wow. Are any of these things still available?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all on the internet.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Nice.
they're on SoundCloud, actually, for free download. Pretty
Nice.
much everything we've recorded is up there.
The hell, man?
I think
I'm
this
learning
one is
shit
on
already. I should have
Bandcamp
done
as
all this
well.
before you showed up. 'Cause, I've been digging what you sent me, which was a total, I think, of whopping 5 or 6 songs.
Something
but there's
like
more
that.
out there for me to grab.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, we're in the middle of recording 15 songs.
I was going to ask you that, but go ahead and take this interview
sorry.
by the horns, man.
It's been so long that since we've recorded, we've got 2 new band members. We sound quite a bit different, I think. We've all found our place a lot more, I think, as far as our sound is concerned.
Always been heavy, though?
Always been
yeah.
heavy. Always been heavy. It's just more of, I don't want to say perfecting it, but finding where we need to be at with it, with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of maturing went on between Tragically Inconvenient and this new one that we're about to put out.
So let's do that timeline real quick, and I won't ask for dates, so.
Take them along.
drink your beer. It's okay
Drink
now.
your beer for a second. The Tragically Inconvenient, name of one of your releases. And then I heard some something?
Turtlehead.
Turtlehead. Was that your first?
No, actually we had one before that was called Twisting the Arm of Fate.
That very first one, Twisting the Arm of Fate,
yeah.
was again recorded for a student project.
Oh.
And recorded at about halftime. It was really fucking slow.
Yeah.
It was so slow, and we thought we had the best shit in the world, and we'd never played really live at that point as a band, and that's when I think you really find your pace in a lot of the songs, especially when you're new. And
Playing live really does something.
we were new. Yeah.
Now, speaking of playing live, I haven't had the pleasure yet. I'm going to, certainly. I mean, even if I got to book a show where you guys are on the bill, that would be awesome. But that experience in my head, I kind of imagine now that I see all of you in person, and minus the 2 that we'll talk about in a minute. You guys are setting up at a show, you're lugging in your gear, you're getting your mic stand ready, and I'm sure the people are like, they have no fucking idea what to expect.
Well, especially when I don't have a mic stand.
You don't use a mic
I
stand?
might end up headbanging through it and killing myself, which is very metal, but I can only do it once. So I'm
like
saving it for the big show.
The Daffy Duck cartoon.
I already almost did that once anyway.
Did you?
Yeah, that was fun.
Impale on a mic stand?
We just headbanging and just suddenly went, oh, what was that? Oh, I hit the mic.
Nice.
You've also fallen off the stage.
Oh, yeah, I did
that
that
was
once
good.
before, too. That was fun.
I haven't done that yet, but now that I've said so,
Yeah.
We're playing, and I look over, there's Brandon.
and then he's not there anymore.
Yeah,
Brandon's not on the
And
stage
everybody's
anymore.
looking down.
took a step where there wasn't one.
So, I mean, you guys are setting up, you're getting ready to play your first chords, and even before you get on the mic, I'm sure they just have no idea what to expect.
I get some
Because
eye
you didn't
rolling.
show up with, skinny jeans and some bullshit, you just...
We're just showing up to play.
Right.
We don't necessarily fit any particular look.
Right.
You look at some people, they're going to be in that kind of a band.
Exactly. That's my point, is you guys are in there setting up, and then, I mean, that's what happened to me. I mean, Melissa Anderson, I think, is the one that turned me on to you guys, and then I see the name Voidcrush, and anytime she shares something on my eyes, she kind of knows what's up, so I'm going to go check it out.
She does.
And then as soon as I see the name, you don't know what to expect. Click play, and it's like, wow.
Thank you for the reaction. And Melissa Anderson is awesome. She's been very supportive of us.
That's cool. So you guys, all 5 of you are in Long Beach?
Around Long Beach.
Yeah, very close to Long Beach.
So there's got to be a venue that you call home. And what do you guys play?
We play a lot at the Doll Hut.
Oh, do you?
A lot at the Doll Hut. Yes.
The original owner, not the original, but one of the original owners just came back to owning at the place, didn't he?
Mike McGarvey, actually. I don't think he owned it before.
He did a lot of work there. But
he worked there, he booked there, but he didn't own it, and then it got sold to, I think they tried to turn it into some sort of a brothel.
Mexican karaoke brothel.
Yeah, Mexican karaoke brothel.
Lady that was running it.
Linda Jemison, I believe. Yeah.
Linda was a lady. The woman or person after she sold it certainly was not. But now that Big Mac has it back, I rhymed. It's really getting its old soul back out there.
Are they still kind of known as? I mean, because you guys aren't punk, but are they still kind of known as the punk bar?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Yeah, they have Metal Mondays there, but then they concentrate on punk, I think.
Yeah.
Primarily.
I mean, because I would think you guys could fit
bar.
everywhere as far as punk or metal goes. You can throw us on the show, we're going to do it.
We've played with pretty much any genre you can think of because we really don't have one ourselves. We're hard rock, heavy metal, I think, is what we're billing ourselves because we mix better, I think, with that. But
we're either the heaviest band on the bill or the lightest band.
Right. So what do you typically open your shows with? What song?
Do we have a typical?
It kind of varies.
When do you decide? Setting up?
About a week beforehand.
About a week before. We put we have so many songs, and we'll put the set together, and we'll run through it a couple times to make sure that nothing sucks, and that it all flows.
Sweet. Well, give me a song that you sometimes open with so I can play that shit right now.
Okay, well, you've already played Another Day. Another one that we tend to use is Legends.
Legend.
Millions, they say I am the one.
Next up, I'm going to play Ritual by Night Demon. Not only did they kick ass at the Throwback Metal Fest this last August, but they are about to release a brand new album, Curse of the Damned, that you can pre-order at their website. Looking forward to seeing a lot more from these guys. Okay, that song was called Legends, and I understand that Marty wrote the lyrics on that one. And looking over them, little catchphrases like Black as Snow and things like that, I think in your old school metal roots are coming out in those lyrics.
Oh, yeah. I wrote that back either just before I graduated high school or just after I graduated high school.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But yeah, it's kind of about just an apocalyptic end of the world. I don't know if you've ever read the books by Frank Herbert, Dune. I had just read those, and it was a big influence on that song.
Now, I didn't know that was... Let's talk about Dune for a second. I didn't know it was part of a series. I saw the movie.
Oh, man, no.
It was an atrocity, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
God, they've never gotten it right.
Read the books, please. I'm begging you.
Read the original Frank Herbert books. The other ones don't exist.
Okay.
His son wrote some books, and they're not.
That's a whole other
The
interview.
apocryphal. Gotcha.
But yeah, it was just that the book Dune just really struck a chord in me, and I was like, wow, and it worked with the song I was writing. Like, hey,
very cool.
These two things can go together,
right?
And then I wrote a song, and it took 6 years or so before we actually used it. Before I had a band that was able to use it, really. So,
that makes a difference.
Yeah.
So, what were you doing before Voidcrush?
Oh, different bands here and there.
Yeah.
You know, can't even tell you how many I've been in. It's so many.
Okay.
But yeah, I started off playing like, I don't want to say glam rock.
You just did.
But it was.
But it was like glam rock. But it wasn't glam rock. It was like hard rock.
Did you ever wear spandex?
No,
okay.
I didn't wear spandex.
I had to
But I
check.
wore biker shorts when I played.
Oh, fuck.
They weren't spandex.
I'm visualizing.
Don't do it. Don't
do it. It's a trap.
I wrote that a long time ago, and it was a fun song. It was a lot of anger and a lot of foreshadowing the future.
Bit of a messiah complex.
Very cool, very cool. And when did you two meet? You and your lovely wife?
Oh, God. I think
I didn't say how. Should I?
That's probably a better question. There were still dinosaurs. I think.
We were both in the same Rocky Horror Picture Show cast. I was playing Magenta.
Nice.
He was Tech at that time, or a Transylvanian?
I was doing Tech.
Yeah. Well, Marty was supposed to be my first one-night stand, and ever since then I have been...
This is a beautiful love story.
I have been fucking it up ever since. I just can't seem to get that one-night stand thing right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I liked the test drive, so I figured I'd buy the car.
Wow. That's romantic.
Two of our best friends kind of pointed us at each other.
Yeah. You two. Go.
Yes.
You two are great for each other. God, we finally got rid of it.
Very cool. So, I mean, ever since then, you guys hook up. It's been music with you guys ever since.
Oh yeah, she was a hard chase, but you know.
About the music?
Marty,
I get her in the first place.
Oh, I'm sorry. I moved on.
Here.
I moved on because it's too sappy. I'm talking about the music now.
It took a little bit for him to convince me to do metal.
Really?
Because I really didn't see it as... I came from a musical theater background.
Right.
I didn't see metal as a serious option for me.
Sure, I got you.
You know, because my voice is not standard metal sound, but then I came to see it as a challenge, and it's
Sure.
really been a growing experience since then. So.
Okay. Well, when I look at the Facebook page and I see your list of influences. I'm reading them and I'm seeing all of them, and I'm like, okay, sooner or later I'm going to see Mars Volta, and if I don't, I call bullshit. And it's not there. Is it because you're sick of hearing it, or?
I'm not a big fan.
Let me make a note where I'm going to edit that part. Wow. What about you? Not a big fan either?
They don't stand out for me.
Coheed Cambria?
No.
Wow.
I saw Mars Volta once
Yes.
back in 2004. And
He's aware of them.
It was pretty interesting. It kind of definitely had like a Led Zeppelin kind of vibe to me.
Okay. All right.
But other than that, actually, I haven't really listened to that much of them.
Wow.
Should we get our coats?
No. But I mean, that voice. I mean, you're not. Don't get me wrong. You're not like him, but there are markers of an influence there that I would think that you were kind of keyed in on, but I guess not.
No.
Cool. Well, this is dwindling quickly, isn't it?
I just thought you had a connection there, and we just shit on you. I'm sorry.
So we're about to play the song Sunrise Behind Me. Tell me about it. Okay?
It's real simple. Hard night of whatever you're doing, you're leaving wherever you are before sunrise. Mm-hmm. And the idea that a lot of people have in their heads is if I get home before the sun comes up, it's still the night before.
Yep.
So I can sleep and not feel that I'm sleeping through the day because it's the night before that I'm going to bed.
Sure.
This song started out kind of being that story. If I beat the sun home, then I can make it, and it's not tomorrow. And turned into more of a commentary about... I guess you could say enlightenment, and how some people just don't want it, mm-hmm. and they run away from it because it's scary. Mm-hmm. It's scary to think really hard about some things that you thought were true and that maybe they aren't. And I'm not just talking about religion, politics, also.
Sure.
Pretty much anything like that. It's a song about the fear of keeping an open mind. Mm-hmm. More or less.
All right, so let's listen to that.
brightness burns my eyes from out my head. Staring blind at sunrise. Rising lines of luminescence etched in shades of red. Such harshness kind in sunrise. Screaming, oh my God, must you suspend the sand of night? Find something sweeter to you than the echo of my fright. Engulfing me this moment's tangled possibility. Still running from the sun to feed a flame that sets me free. Bright enough to singe my flesh, can't turn my face away. Surrender grief to sunrise. All my sins uncovered by the scrutiny of day. No disbelief at sunrise.
If you hold cocks?
The only way to get
So I get both your hands on mine. That is so wrong.
powers combined.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
The way you said it was so personal. I'm Pablo.
I'm Jim.
And this is Joe. We are Crossed.
And you're listening to the Throwback Metal Show on koshermetal.com.
Girls, it seems that after you've helped to win the war, you'll still have another battle on your hands, and legs and things. The Battle of the Bulges. And here are some of the latest mechanized units on maneuvers, or rather, womaneuvers.
Though, looking at your Facebook page, and let's just talk about it. I mean, you're vocal on there, and you I haven't seen anything yet that I disagree with, although I'm sure I will if I keep looking.
Oh, I'm a hideous bitch.
It's an
You're gonna find
unfollow
it.
button. It's real quick.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know about it. I don't pay attention to that shit.
I don't have it either because I don't have Facebook.
No? Oh, well, let me fill you in on the shit she's been talking about the last 2 weeks.
He's allowed to look at my Facebook.
So I read over the shoulder.
Yeah, he does. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Is it about me?
But I mean, you're well spoken. Obviously, you look into it. You know what you're talking about. You don't just talk out your ass, right? I mean,
I try not to.
Right.
My ass doesn't know how to type.
I would imagine some of your strong views on religion and social societal norms and what have you make its way to your lyrics.
Sometimes they do. Yeah. Trying to think in terms of exactly which song to. Oh.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
There's one that you don't have.
Oh, that's too bad. I was going to play it.
It's in the process of being recorded. It's called. What is that song? God damn it.
What's it about? We're having this time.
What arrogance this faith requires. There you go. False prophet.
Nice.
It's basically about atheism. My feelings about atheism.
Oh, you have feelings about atheism?
I have feelings about atheism. I'm not one of those contentious atheists that's going to get into the face of anybody else and go, yeah, let me tell you why your God doesn't exist.
Sure.
It's unfriendly. There's no reason to be attacky about it, in my opinion.
So you're atheist?
I am an atheist. I am an atheist.
I was just looking to see if the mic peaked, but you're good. Atheist.
A little holy water on that mic.
Did you say your mom's going to freak out?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
your mom's not going to listen to this. She knows. Oh, yeah. My mom knows I was raised Jewish, so, she's... When I was 13 years old, about 2 weeks before my bat mitzvah, I told my dad I can't do this. And he said, why? And I said, because my entire family's going to be in that temple. And I'm going to be basically consecrating myself to this religion as an adult, and I don't believe a word of it. And I never have. And I can't stand up there and lie to my whole family just for a whole bunch of leg raisers and a party, And that's pretty much when I came out about it, when I realized there was actually something like that actually existed, and it wasn't just me.
Cool.
Mostly accepting, thinking I would grow out of it, but no. That's more of a scientific basis of it than, having to believe because your ancestors have believed.
Sure.
To me, my ancestors didn't used to bathe either, but, I kind of do that all the time.
Right.
So.
And they used to not cook pork thoroughly.
Yeah, I love bacon.
That's not very Jewish. But
that was one of my reasons. God doesn't like bacon. I cannot worship you. I need the bacon God.
I think we can all agree on bacon.
I know some vegetarians would agree with you on that one.
My wife's a vegetarian. She says, I do miss bacon.
Yes.
I'm like, give me what you're not going to eat. I'll take it.
I'll take the fall for you. I'll go to hell for the bacon.
And then we were somewhere, and we were in Pasadena, the mecca of organic vegan food. So we're over there, and some guy was saying, they're going to make a vegan bacon. I just wanted to reach across and staple his mouth shut. How dare you?
That's blasphemy.
That's ours. You're not entitled.
You can't have that. Yeah.
That greasy treat.
Turkey bacon, for instance, it's a horrible lie. God, it's just.
I wanted to puke when you said vegan bacon.
Slap people. No.
Very cool. So, anyway, I'm curious. Before you guys came, I was looking over the About Me page, which I'm guessing you wrote so eloquently. But there's some good humor in there. But the thing that stands out to me, and I said, I gotta ask him, is that true that you found your band name at the bottom of a bowl?
Yes, it is.
That's so fascinating to me. What kind of bowl was it? Was it a homeless bowl? What are we talking? Oh, wait. Was it at the bottom of a bowl?
Yeah.
Now it's coming.
It was very heavy traffic. It was a long drive.
It was a long drive from San Diego.
His socks were dirty,
Why did I not get that? I'm so
I
lame.
really thought you were joking.
I was
you can
not
edit
joking.
that shit.
You know why? Because there was something in there about on the freeway. You know why? I was picturing you under an overpass and finding this homeless guy, and he had a bowl. I'm stupid.
Some sort of Marty's mystical charity or something like that.
No, it was a little sneak-a-toke.
Nice.
And it was finished, and I was driving back from San Diego, and I'm like, Crush Void, that doesn't work. But
Void too much like Crush Groove, and that shit sucked.
I go, Voidcrush, that works really well. And I called Becky, I'm like, I got a name for the band. It's Voidcrush. She's like, okay, well, why don't you call the other guys and see what they think?
Wow. It didn't hit you at first. No.
So he tells us about it, and we're like, Voidcrush? Dude, what the hell?
No.
Oh, that mistake has happened. I'll call it for gigs or places.
Yeah.
So your band's called Voidcrush? No, because they hear a female voice.
Sure.
And no, we don't do that Justin Bieber shit.
Right. So, still talking about this, I find it fascinating. Was the band complete before the band name came in? I mean, were you guys already gigging? I mean, not gigging, jamming. Did you have songs together?
I think we had everybody.
Yeah, we did. Point. We had all the original members at that point, I think.
Yeah. Not the same people we have now, but it was a full band.
Some of the songs.
That one guy whose name shall not be spoken.
Okay. We may or may not get to that. Anyway, but because what struck me, obviously listening to the music, it's very unique, very different. I dig it. So I imagine you guys had to have a name that wasn't going to pigeonhole you.
I was just trying to think of a name. We've been thinking about what to call ourselves for like a month and a half, 2 months.
Really?
And I'm just like, well, I got a long drive. Let me think.
And let's be honest, voidcrush.com was available. So.
Yes, there you go. We're the only Voidcrush out there. You look it up anywhere, that's it.
Google that shit, you found us.
We are the ones.
Gotcha, that's very cool. So what date are we talking? When did this happen? When did you guys get together?
Oh, God.
Brandon would know.
You're the date guy. You know all these.
Yeah, I mean, Marty and Becky, they've been together doing various things for a long time, but I didn't start playing with them until it was actually about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Whoa, you guys go that far back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the hell have I not heard of you?
Why hasn't anybody heard of it?
It's just really, we're one of those bands.
Gotta piss you off.
Yeah.
But
Well, when I joined up, we weren't really doing original stuff at the time. We were all part of a Rocky Horror Picture Show Shadowcast.
That fits.
Yes.
and we were all part of it.
Should start to make sense now.
Yeah.
We were doing songs for the convention that we held in Vegas.
Yeah, it was the 30th anniversary convention.
Wow.
For Rocky Horror that was in Vegas.
That's kind of cool.
Hosted by our cast, and we had to put together, what was it, 2 hours worth of cover songs?
2.5 hours. Something like that.
Crazy shit that just never would have occurred to us to cover otherwise.
Yeah, like the B-52s.
Yeah. Yeah.
But metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Very cool. So, to you, Becky, before Voidcrush, was this always your voice? Are you finding your voice in Voidcrush, or what's going on?
Well, to be honest,
Yeah.
I did some musicals in high school. Didn't sing for about 8 years after that. And ended up in a new age band in the mid-90s.
When you say new age, are we talking
Mystic is in
KTWV?
that kind of shit? We're talking that the guy that was running the thing had wind chimes and crystals and one of those poofy shirts with the white feathery stuff on the chest and
Nice.
a psychotic gleam in his eye. And
did it turn out it really was a psychotic gleam?
he was a unique individual that I'm glad is not in my life any longer, and I wish him well.
Wow, you're somewhat diplomatic. Very well. Moving on. It's all good. The next one I got queued up to play is Chained. I'm talking to Becky. So what's Chained about?
Chained is about being a friend with somebody who's got a lot of baggage and is kind of trapped inside of their own head and can't seem to get out past their own point of view and see that things aren't as bad as they look from the inside. And it's about kind of getting sucked into that person's world emotionally and trying to keep a hold of yourself aside from that. Pull that person out of that dark place.
Let me ask you, how easily or not easily do lyrics come to you?
It depends. Sometimes when they're writing the music, I will be sitting there with a pen, and if it comes into my brain, I write it down. Sometimes I'll be driving and something will come up and I won't write it down and I'll forget it forever and beat myself up. So I've been trying to write things down as they come, but I try not to force it because you can tell. It's got to come organically on its own. I'll write it out, refine it as much as I can, show it to the band, and I don't believe you've really put the kibosh on any of my lyrics at any point.
I think like one set.
One set? I don't remember.
Ago.
I don't remember. Well, cool.
You know, I've always wanted to call a Jew on words like that.
What?
Kibosh. Is that a real word? Or are you making shit up?
Haven't you heard that? It's a perfectly cromulent word.
You know, you hear that, you watch a Woody Allen movie, and you're like, that fucker, he made that shit up. And, you know, they get licensed to do that, because you're like, what are you going to do, look that shit up? And I bet you if you did, you Google that shit,
you will find it.
There's going to be. But the funny thing is us non-Jews, we know what the hell you're talking about.
Yes.
I mean, you just say anything you want. It's like, I concur.
It's like Meshuggah. People know what that word means now.
Meshuggah?
Meshuggah.
Which I know Meshuggah. Was that a Jewish
Yes.
school name? I had no idea.
It means crazy.
No fucking way.
If he's Meshuggah, he's crazy. He's insane.
Oh my God, I'm learning shit. I love Meshuggah.
I think I saw the light bulb go off on top of your head.
Yeah.
That cracks me up every time I hear that band name. Great band.
Yeah,
but I hear
absolutely.
my grandmother going, oh, it's Meshuggah, you know? Like, and it just doesn't work.
I had no idea. So, okay, we're going to listen to Chain.
I know someday you'll be my means to an end, but there is nothing that I can or wanna do. And
Next up, I'm going to play a song by a band I discovered from Sweden called Crystal Eyes. I say I discovered them, but they've been around since 92. They sent me over this MP3 to get some play over here stateside, and it sounds fantastic. Give it a listen.
Stonehenge tomorrow.
No, we're not gonna fucking do Stonehenge.
So, let us talk about, let's talk shit about the two guys that aren't here.
Oh, okay. Elka and
the bald guy and the chick. Oh, that's right. I apologize. I should have known that. She plays bass, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And what's her name?
Elka.
Elka.
Yes. Elka is an old friend of ours who was a guitar player for a long time, and then she stopped playing guitar. Showed an interest in playing guitar when we were needing another guitar player, and wasn't quite up to speed with what needed to happen. And then she decided she wanted to play bass, and ended up being a pretty damn fine bass player.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. She's not played bass before our band.
Yeah, wow. She picked it up real quick and fit right in.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we knew her from Rocky Horror, too.
Really?
Yeah.
This is an amazing story.
Yeah.
The only one not associated with that is Glenn.
And Glenn's last name is?
Jor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, we've got some exotic names in this band. So, and he's the second guitar, or is he playing lead? Or do you guys switch off?
It's kind of both. He does a little bit more lead stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Is he contributing to writing as well?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Cool.
Yes, he does.
Very cool. Is he the newest member of the band?
Elka is.
Elka.
Actually. She is the newest member. About a year and a half now?
A little over a year, getting close to a year and a half, and it's been about a little over 2.5 years for Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we got them, it was because we had the band had a different feel before. We had another guitar player when we started, and things kind of fell apart with him, and he wasn't in the band.
I got to use my favorite line I've ever used. I got to let him go.
You fired him.
I fired him, and I pulled out my best corporate. I'm sorry, but you're just not the right guitarist for Voidcrush right now.
Did you? I'm so curious because I've had to fire a few in my day. Did you do it in person?
Oh yes,
we were all there.
Everybody was there.
Wow, kudos
drew
to
the
you
short straw.
I've fired at least 3 people via email.
Sucks.
I'll do it in person.
It sucks to do it all.
It does. It's not.
Even
fun.
if the person's a dick, it sucks to do it all.
It's not fun. Oh, was that? Are we still talking about the other guitar player?
Yes.
Our first guitar.
I doubt he'll listen to this. I don't know if he's allowed to use the internet.
Whoa, nice. Okay, well, every band needs a man.
His testicles are in a jar
Behind the
somewhere.
music,
Yeah.
Voidcrush.
Yes.
But it was a different feel to the band. It was, we got rid of that guy, better for it. We had another bass player. He, up until just a few years ago, was the bass player that we had all along. A really good friend of ours.
Met him at Rocky also.
Yeah. And
wow, and now I'm not wishing it upon you, but damn, it sounds like you guys got a pool of musicians to choose from. Should anything need to be, it's like let's just pull up the old contacts from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
We got real damn lucky.
Damn.
At that moment in time, in that cast, we're
and it kind of it's the same with you guys. You have this interesting story about everybody being related to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, pretty much.
We've pretty much all seen each other in each other's underwear, so it kind of cut through the treacle right there.
Right.
we happen to be.
Well, I get the sense you take your vocals very seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what's a day in the life of Becky as far as caring for her vocal? I mean, what are you doing there? Are you Nothing at all? Well, I see Marty laughing. You're not doing a damn thing?
In what way do you mean?
I think there's a lot of things Marty wants to say right now.
Honey.
She does some throat training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No. He's not asking why you married me.
Oh, it's going
That
sour.
was one of the prerequisites.
This is the reason I get emails the next morning.
It's okay. This isn't slander. This is just all
He's just hoping to get some later, you know.
So, I mean, you know, are you doing the standard things like, you know, no smoking cigarettes or?
I used to smoke.
Yeah.
I used to smoke up until about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Other than that,
Do you notice a vocal difference when you stop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. A lot more endurance, a lot more power, more lung capacity, less pain afterwards.
Sure.
You know.
Cool.
But honestly, I don't do jack shit. I just open my mouth and stuff comes out.
Warm-ups?
Nope. I don't have any professional training whatsoever.
I won't knock
so
you for that. You know, Dio said that he doesn't like warming up because it's wasted notes.
I don't know how.
But he was a god.
Yeah. You know, God, that man. I'd love to have sung something with him.
Right.
But I don't know how to warm up. I don't know how to read music. I don't know my ass from a hole in the wall when it comes to stuff like that. I don't know what my vocal range is.
Okay.
So no, I don't do shit. I just.
How about this new album? Exploring anything, new horizons, vocally speaking?
I am trying to sing more from my belly than my head. It gives it much more resonance and depth, I've noticed.
So are we talking low notes? Not really? You're just talking about a...
More open notes. It's hard to explain, but you as a vocalist probably understand what I'm getting at.
I do.
It's not really that I'm working towards anything. I don't have any real goals like that, you know, to try and expand this or that ability. It's just that if something comes up, then we need it to happen. If it works for the song, I will find a way to do it.
Segueing off of that, Brandon, how does the band write? I mean, are you guys old school when you get... do you come up with a riff at rehearsal, or did you write something in its entirety and present it to the band? How's that working?
It's a bit of both. There have been some songs where, I've come up with the majority of it, at least as far as guitars go. And I've kind of presented it to the band, and, you know, we kind of talk about how it should go together, you know. Marty helps a lot with the arranging, with, you know, kind of figuring out, okay,
do that.
Yeah. Do this part this many times, we should go to this other part and then do this, that kind of mapping it out kind of a thing. And sometimes, I'll just have like a riff or two, and then we see what we can build from that.
Brandon comes up with a lot of really awesome stuff, and you know, it's always nice to. I've kind of been working on something for the last couple of weeks, and here you go, and we're like, well, great, we just got a new song now.
Right.
Cool.
Very
it's
cool.
a matter of nailing it down.
And so, Marty, this new album that you guys are recording, how many songs are going to be on that?
15,
I think.
Damn.
Yeah, 15. We had a long break. We had to train guitarists and bass players and fire them and get new ones. Yeah, it's a lot. It's 2.5 years worth of writing.
And how are you recording this one? Do you guys record yourselves, or what are we doing?
A little bit of everything, actually. We had somebody record the drums for us, and then Brandon is the sound engineer guy. He is the guy. He makes that school.
I learned how to push the fader.
I like the engineer.
Well, we have the luck of having a sound engineer in the band, a professional photographer, and a graphic artist. So we kind of have the entire thing.
Did you point at yourself when you said graphic artist?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I do.
Do you ever go out with his photo shoots and help? Marty,
we own a business together.
It's the business together.
Yes, we own a business together, and we have a band together, and we play World of Warcraft together, and we do laundry together.
I I heard they have sex together too.
Yes, whenever we have the time between all these other
Depends on
things.
how the World of Warcraft game went.
Yeah, you know,
I
seriously.
have a level 92 paladin.
You go up to 92 now?
I'm up to
Shit, man. I just got my shaman to 91, man.
Nice. God, you guys are nerds.
You gotta have some nerdness in
Absolutely.
there, you know?
Next, I am going to play Takes You Down. Who wrote it?
Lyrically, I wrote it.
Okay.
A friend of ours, a close friend of ours, was a business partner of ours, seemed as close to his wife as we seemed to each other. And they had a really nasty divorce. And that's what that song is about. Basically, he found out that she was unfaithful to him in our living room. And then she wasn't unfaithful in our living room, but he was in our living room.
Oh, I was going to say, that's a fucking story.
When he found out that she was at some other guy's house. And I remember going over to his house as he was moving his stuff out, packing his kids up, you know, doing all that, dismantling his life. And sitting in his kitchen, watching him do all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what that song's about.
Well, that's heavy.
It was.
I mean, because
that's
you
what
saw it
had to be written
firsthand,
about. Yeah. We saw him go through this complete gutting of his life, and the whole devastation of watching his children, his two young boys, realize that their parents don't love each other anymore.
And what's happening? Yeah. Wow.
It was very painful.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, that's heavy. Let's play that song.
Watching from the sidelines as she takes you down. Sitting in your kitchen and she scrolls your life around. Hoping for your sake that you can make it home. Standing there so helpless to build your world alone. Push it quickly forward so you let it all behind. And try to understand your man who's half your mind. I can't preach acceptance, just acknowledge what you know. You gotta keep my promises, you shall get your own. Shut off your emotions, it will cut so deep. Find another door to slam so you can disbelieve. Though it's not your choice, you've got to pay the price. Sometimes you get nothing for a whole life sacrifice.
more vinegar and water douches for me. They're such a bother.
Jane, look. Massengill has a new vinegar and water disposable douche.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
So those were some of your influences. Some of those, like Exodus.
Exodus, yeah, old Metallica was a big influence for me. Anthrax was. Really loved his writing. And then at the same time I was listening to that, though, I was listening to stuff like Motley Crue. And Guns N' Roses, which don't quite fit the same. And I can't write those because then it just sounds like cheesy bubblegum pop. I'm fucking things. You know?
Made a career out of it.
Yeah.
That's good time music. You're also really into Pink Floyd. I'm surprised you hadn't mentioned that up to this point.
Love Pink Floyd.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I'm not excited about the new album, though.
Yeah.
I was watching an interview with David Gilmour today, and I'm like,
No.
Everybody's watching that thinking, really, you're going to... And then they're adamantly saying, this is our last album. And I'm like, I don't think you can say our last album unless you're asking Roger Waters what he thinks.
That's... Pink Floyd ceased being Pink Floyd when Roger left.
Sure.
That's just my opinion. He carried the torch on with his albums, and Pink Floyd started to go adult contemporary.
Yeah, pretty much. Although I got to see In the Flesh tour with Roger Waters.
Yes.
So did we.
God.
Awesome. It was awesome.
Crazy Diamond was just, it floored me. And the way that they dedicated it.
Yeah. With the screen.
Yeah.
And it's just the song selection and how he segued from part to part. I was just in awe. I don't even. I mean, it's hard to even put it into words. But I mean, and collectively, when you're looking at that large of an audience, all caught up in that same moment, it's amazing. Yeah. That's the beauty of Pink Floyd.
Yeah, and the fact that they were actually doing it.
Sure.
They're not like, we'll just hit the
play button.
No, they're actually making all the sounds real live then.
Right.
And it's just amazing.
And those background vocalists that he got for that tour were fucking amazing.
God, that's like my dream. I would
Wouldn't it?
Oh, Great Gig in the Sky.
I wish I knew their names, the three that he had in there. They escape me now. But I have the DVD, which I saw it in Irvine, whatever it used to be called.
Meadows.
It was the Irvine Meadows.
Verizon wireless amp.
Yeah, who knows? But that's where I saw it. But then when the DVD came out, it was filmed in Portland. But it was the same fucking exact show I saw.
They have it down
to the note. It
exactly.
Was the same show,
like everything is. You hear stories about some of the legends. James Brown would send you home if you showed up without your shoes polished. Stuff like that. Frank Zappa. He just, if you weren't rehearsed before coming to you were fired. Period. So you see such a polished show like that, and you gotta think that guy's just he's got to be whipping everybody into shape.
Yeah.
And you'd have to.
Yeah.
I'm sure they go through hell. Absolute hell with him, but it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the music that comes out of the musicians that work with Roger is just amazing. It's
And who wouldn't be lined up to do that?
Oh.
Right?
I'll play triangle.
Exactly right. So, who are you passionate about as far as bands go? I mean, obviously we could do 2 hours on Pink Floyd.
Probably my favorite would be, I guess maybe stereotypical, I don't know, but Metallica.
Yeah.
Not just old Metallica. I really like all Metallica.
Really?
There's maybe a few songs here and there that
You've never played drums, have you?
Not really.
Because then your shit sucks, dude.
No, I agree with that. It kind of,
as a drummer, I'm not a drummer.
Are you making fun of Lars?
Lars is fun.
Oh, but Lars, man.
It's Lars. But I'm with you. Justice for All changed my life. It should.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just it's like a hammer hitting you in the fucking face.
Yeah.
You listen to that album.
But I'm not a bass player, and I hear that there's no bass on that album.
There is. It just got mixed.
There was a bass player, person.
He was new.
Since you took the bull by the horns and you want to talk about Metallica, you're going to explain that Lulu atrocity to me, or?
I do not consider that a Metallica album. That's a Metallica and Lou Reed album. There's a difference there.
Almost as if Lou Reed said, let's see what Metallica would sound like on my shed. Because it's not even a Lou Reed album. It's just awful.
It's weird.
Have you sat through the whole thing?
Yes.
Really?
Once I did.
Yeah.
You're an anomaly.
There's
You're
maybe
the only
a
one I
couple
know.
songs I've listened to more than once, but it's weird. It's like you hear about it and you're like, wow, that sounds really interesting. I bet that might be kind of cool. And then you listen to it. As soon as the vocals kick in, you're like, am I being trolled? What the fuck is this?
You're on candid camera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the music itself, I thought was pretty cool. But just the way Lou Reed was doing his thing over it, it was just so against the grain. It's really hard to listen to.
All right. Enough about you guys. Who's your passion?
In what?
Music. We're going to talk music, and then we're going to pick it apart.
This is a music interview, Becky.
Who's my passion? Tom Waits.
Tom Waits.
I adore Tom Waits. I've always adored Tom Waits. He has so much emotion.
Yeah.
And when I first heard him, I thought he was this big, huge, solid black guy, you know, and then he's this scrawny old white guy.
Yeah.
And that to me was fascinating. But
Yeah.
he just makes me feel.
I went kind of dug up some old stuff. So you hear these studio renditions of everything he does, but then on YouTube there is floating around some. I wish I could remember the name of it, but you see some. They might have been filmed in black and white. It might not be sold that it is black and white, but fucking, it's painful to watch because he's not a singer.
No.
He knows it, but he's presenting it in such a way. He's killing himself to get those vocals out, and you feel every fucking ounce of it.
His earlier albums, his voice was a lot smoother.
Really?
A lot smoother. And then he started smoking more heavily. And he got that grit in his voice. In fact, it is because of Tom Waits that I started smoking in the first place. It really is, because I wanted to have that kind of a grit sound in my voice. And it worked a little bit, but, you know, phlegm is really not lyrical.
Sure.
So I had to quit that. But, yeah, he's just... He is so unique in what he does. And his lyrics are just so from the gut. You know, he could write about anything and make you feel it.
What do we have gig-wise on the horizon? What are you guys playing?
Actually, we don't have anything scheduled right now because we're so in the middle of the holidays. We're so in the middle of recording. We had an unsure work schedule for a long time, so I stopped scheduling things until we figure our shit out. But mostly in the Anaheim and Long Beach area.
Sure.
Yeah. Probably sometime in January, February. I'm sure we'll be out there.
Yeah. So what's the goal as far as finishing this album? I mean, are you putting a spring date on it, summer? What are you thinking?
Everybody's looking at me now.
Yes, Brandon. First quarter 2015, I think, is what we're thinking.
Yeah. I would say first quarter 2015. If not, I'm a fucking asshole.
And next time you interview us, we'll have fun death stories to talk about.
So, Becky, you do all your scheduling for the band? I mean, as far
Not
as...
all of it.
No?
Brandon does some of it. I do some of it. It depends on who gets in contact with what, when.
Yeah, scheduling 5 different people is a
Pain
bitch.
in the ass.
Everybody's got their own work schedules and family schedules, and it's a miracle that you can do a gig.
Most of us are lucky we have the 9 to 5 going. Brandon's got some evenings and stuff in his job because of the nature of it. But we plan out, we tell each other where we're going to be and when, and if things fall into place, they fall into place. We've had periods where we've gone through a month or 2 without playing because we couldn't synchronize the availability of the band.
Sure.
And that hurts. It really fucking hurts.
And then we'll do like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, oh God, I wish we had time off.
My neck hurts.
My laundry's all dirty. I don't have time. Probably not.
Whatever. So, Smile, is that a song you guys play live?
Yeah. We play all of them.
All of them
All
live.
of them.
Sweet. What's it about?
Well, me again. That's an extremely, extremely old set of lyrics that was written about Bush #1. Extremely
I'm
old.
so glad we saved politics for last.
It's basically about obliviousness and about how nobody's going to be able to rescue you from your own stupidity when you're the person in charge. And surrounded by yes men constantly. And if you go to, say he were to come to me as a friend.
Sure.
I'm George Bush's senior's buddy here, and he's laying it out on my shoulder and basically telling him, you're fucked. You've got absolutely no way out. There's nothing I can say or do to help you out. Go burn on your own. You know, it's just my feelings at the time.
You've got no information beyond a common revelation. Public eye is always turning while all the faith in you is burning. Don't say a word, that's all I heard, and I can't help you now. Don't say a word, that's all I heard, and I can't help you now. You plan your own execution. Why do you feed this mass confusion? You turn your eyes in all directions. No point in covering your own imperfections. Don't say a word, that's all I heard, and I can't help you now. Don't say a word, that's all I heard, and I can't
song is called The Cleansing. It's by Resistance. They also played at the last Throwback Metal Fest. They're also in the studio recording a brand new album that's scheduled for release in 2015.
Honey, look at this.
Hey, excuse me. It's closed session.
What you mean closed session?
It's a closed session here. No one's allowed. Nobody.
What are you talking about?
You're gonna have to leave.
Do you know who I am?
No, I don't know who you are. You're gonna have to leave right now.
I am Aladdin Sasipi Suleimanagic Jackson III.
I don't care what you did on who. You're gonna have to leave.
Listen, brother. I am the world-renowned reptilian lover. What you laughing at, brother?
I'm not laughing. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. There's no authorization. You have to have a special...
Let me tell you something. I sang for Aqueduct Pocket. I sang for Relaxed Atmosphere.
I don't know who they are.
I sang for Third World Lover. You heard of them?
No, I haven't. This is the Infectious Grooves. It's a closed session.
Have y'all heard of my hit single, Whipped Cream? Whipped cream, put it all over your body.
No,
never heard of that?
No,
Where you been, brother?
I've been keeping people out of the studio.
Have you heard of the song, The Love That You Shall Find Is the Love That You Will Never Find? Because it's the love that is always not able to be found.
And you're dripping some green funk now on the carpet.
Listen, man, don't worry about my green funk.
I'm gonna have to get some security happening here.
Don't get no security involved.
I want to work security.
I want to work with you, brother.
Leave.
This is some kind of game.
What are you doing here?
This is some kind of game, brother. I came here to do backups.
Backups for who?
For this infectamphibian thing, man.
Story. Okay, so I understand there's a guy who peed on himself at one of your shows.
We played at the Anarchy Library many, many years ago, and the stage, in order to get to the restroom, you have to almost cross into the light that is hitting the stage. And I can't help but make fun of those people. This guy was so wasted drunk, he went into the restroom, peed on himself, came out, and started hitting on me in the middle of the song.
Yep.
He was about 90 billion years old with a handlebar mustache, skin and bones, hilarious.
Overalls.
He stands there with his arms out and pisses all over himself right there, and there's a picture
in some
of me.
cultures that's a mating call.
You know, I was almost enticed because I like weird guys, but I don't know, it's just something about urine, I don't know, it was a turnoff, but it was pretty fantastic. There's a picture of me kind of looking at him like, dude, you pissed yourself, and he looks all proud of himself, like, look what I brought for you.
My penis does things.
Dude.
Shit works.
It still works.
Plumbing works.
If I can pee with it, imagine what I can do with you. Swear to God, man.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's my piss story.
Nice. Brandon, what stands out in your mind? Anything funny besides that? You're not going to be able to top that, by the way.
No,
you fell off stage.
Really
you fell off stage.
Yeah.
How did you fall off stage, by the way? Were you drunk?
Not too bad, really.
Okay, all right.
It's at this little place called 601 Club in Fullerton, and it had a kind of, we're used to normal, like, rectangular or square kind of stages, or maybe a little bit rounded. This one, it sort of had, like, it sort of just went out in the middle, so there, like, where the corners would be, there weren't. And I totally forgot about that, and I think I was checking something with my sound. I kind of go to step away from it, and I stepped where there was nothing. Ouch. And just fell right down.
But like a proper guitarist, he fell on his back so that he could catch the guitar on his chest.
Yeah.
But you were unplugged, so you couldn't continue until you got back up. Is that the case? Or?
Well, still plugged in and everything, but yeah, pretty much just got up.
I can imagine that feeling. You know, it hurt, but you're looking up and hoping the cab didn't come down with you and bullshit, right? I mean,
yeah,
you're worried about gear, really.
Yeah. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
There's a little scrape is all.
Did the band laugh at you?
Of course. That's just on YouTube.
Actually, there was...
It is on YouTube, actually.
You hear Becky going, Brandon down!
Guitarist down! Guitarist down! But you can't play it off. That shit happened. You gotta say something about it.
Everyone saw it.
Absolutely. And Marty, I imagine at all your shows, you can't hear shit, but you're gonna do the show. I mean, nobody ever gives the drummer a monitor.
No, I get a monitor quite often, and it's usually filled with vocals up to 10, so I have Becky screaming in my ear!
Which is just his
He's like, I could have
fucking
got this
fantasy.
at home.
On stage in front of tens of people with me screaming in his ear while he hits something.
Yeah.
And it's just spectacular.
There's a tie-in there somewhere.
Well, his drum kit is his wife that he hits, and I'm his wife that he doesn't. Yep. That's how I see it.
That's kind of cool. You should put that on the back of your new shirts. I'm gonna do it. I did see you come in with a guitar. Do you want to do something?
Yeah, we can do something.
Let's talk about the song you're about to do. See what I did there? What's it called?
It's called Phantom Sorrows.
Phantom Sorrows.
It's nightmares. I have nightmares. I used to have them a lot more, and I'd write about them. And that's just one of my nightmares. I'd wake up, I wouldn't completely remember what I had just dreamed, but I knew it was bad, and it still lingered, and this is that song.
Very cool. Maybe I'll have to throw on a little bit of a dreamy reverb or something on there when you're singing it, because does it have a dreamy vibe to it?
It does. Live, it's a lot heavier, but it's about the same pace. It's our ballad.
Is it?
Yes.
It's as ballady as we get.
Right.
It's heavy at the end, just like all the others.
Very cool. And so this will be the first time you guys have actually done this acoustically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, won't we?
See if I'm not too fucking drunk to do it right.
Oops, I segued away from there, and I was about ready to let them start, but I forget that a 12-string takes a little time to tune. The band doesn't know that I'm waiting on them to tune.
Just don't fart. He'll pick it up on the mic.
And I think we're good to go.
My heart beats slow, and she screams bones at home.